Now let's queer up politics. Anti-LGBTQ plus provisions are dropped from a must-pass defense authorization bill. Senate Democrats are keeping extreme right-wing Republicans in the House in check. The National Defense Authorization Act is one of several large must-pass spending bills. House Republicans loaded up the bill with unrelated anti-LGBTQ plus policies, such as eliminating gender-affirming care for trans troops, banning books with pornographic material, and impeding servicewomen's access to abortion. That was their wish list. But wishes don't always come true. The final version of the bill had to be worked out with the Democrat-controlled Senate, and all the aforementioned items were dropped. Speaker Mike Johnson is a vocal LGBTQ plus opponent, but seems willing to lose this round in the name of political expediency. He'll likely need help from Democrats to pass the bill. He has a razor-thin majority, and Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who has made a career out of attacking trans people, says she's going to vote against it. Because of course she is.
Surprise, yeah.
Right?
Say, surprise, surprise.
I think that she is probably is making a stand, because now we're saying her name, and a lot of other panel shows around the country are going to say her name. Mike Johnson knew he had no chance to win this. Basically, what he needed to do was bring these provisions to a vote in the House and let all his people say, yes, we're against it, knowing it would never be in the final version of the bill. So the people who are even more anti-gay than him got their moment, because it was never going to pass the Senate. It was never going to pass or get signed by the president. So it seems like he's walking the political line, which I guess is what you expect politicians to do.
Way to support the troops, and way to really go against our national security. We got allies we need to be defending. Ukraine, aid we need to be sending. And this isn't the first time they've done this. They did this with the border a few weeks ago. They're still doing this, saying the only way we'll update our aid to Ukraine is through focusing on the border, which they know is not going to happen. It's not going to be in the bill. And Chuck Schumer, who's done an excellent job on this, on pushing back against, obviously, this effort and their effort with the border, stated, put an amendment out and get the votes. You need 60 votes. Didn't Mitch McConnell used to say that when he ran the Senate? If it doesn't have 60 votes, it can't get a presidential signature. It's dead. So what's the difference here? Why play games with our national security? It's just not right.
And be careful not to say Greene's name 3 times in a row.
She appears.
You will conjure.
Yeah, we have a green screen. She'll appear. Yeah.
Floating head all around
It's
us.
just clowns like Miss Green. It's just this 5 minutes now that's coming with this. She'll take that to the bank, So it's just, don't breathe any light into it. Let her have her.
And to Johnson's credit, he knew it wasn't going to pass. He did it to appeal the extreme right.
Right.
Knowing that even as much as he doesn't like us, he wasn't going to cause that to not allow the defense budget and everything else to be affected by it. So for what it's worth, kudos to him for knowing it wasn't going to pass and letting it go.
We'll see how last he longs.
Yes.
Yeah.
How long he lasts.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah, no, I thought you mixed it up on purpose, because that's how backwards they are.
Yeah,
but
nuance on top of it all.
Just one thing before we move on is that the danger's not gone. It's just not going to happen in this particular bill. We still need to keep our antenna up for anyone sliding riders into completely unrelated bills and things of that sort. Obviously, somebody reads all these things somewhere, but we need to keep ourselves alert, because Mike Johnson and his fascist cohorts are not going away.
Be vigilant.